Now let us see India and China. So far we have seen India and Pakistan border issue. Now India and China border, India and China issue. So this India and China border, this is the second country, this is the second country that is having border, second longest country that is having border with that of India. India and China, the borders between India and China could be divided into three regions, Western sector, middle sector, and eastern sector. The borders between India and China could be divided into three regions: western sector, middle sector, and eastern sector. This western sector and middle sector, eastern sector, all these let us see, let us depict in the map. Western sector, that starts from India, Pakistan, China, Afghanistan border and comes up to and it passes through the Union Territory of Ladakh and ends with that of Himachal Pradesh. This entire region between India and China is known as western sector. China is present here. So this is what western sector between India and China. See, earlier China is having border with that of Jammu and Kashmir state, but when Jammu and Kashmir has been divided into Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and UT of the Ladakh, presently only the Union Territory of Ladakh, is having border with that of China, but Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is not having border with China. And this region illegally occupied, this region of Union Territory of Ladakh is known as Aksai Chin region. This Aksai Chin region is illegally occupied by China, and of course that is under the administration, that is under the Indian Gazette, but sometimes China claims this Aksai Chin region. This border between India and China in western sector is highly disputed. This western sector is highly disputed. This western sector border runs along the Ladakh Union Territory. This is one aspect. This is bordered by a line called in western sector, it is bordered by a line we generally refer it as line of actual control, LOC, is border with China, with Pakistan. LOC, now it is known as LAC. Earlier our media used to write like LOAC, line of actual control, but in fact remember LAC, line of actual control, LOAC is not being used by the present day media, especially the Hindu, the NDTV, the Times of India, such kind of news media, international media. So line of actual control is the region that separates India and China in this position, line of actual control. This is one border. Based on 1865 survey, Johnson line was also proposed. Here I mentioned here this Aksai Chin, to which Aksai Chin belongs to princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. What happens is in 1865 this region within that line of actual control, the present day line of actual control, this border has been accepted by the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. This border has been accepted by princely state of Jammu and Kashmir. This border between India and China in case of western sector is known as Johnson's line. that is known as Johnson line. Johnson line has been adapted in 1865. Johnson line, see, I promise you don't find anywhere this information. In 1865, this Johnson line has been proposed, but of course the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir has been accepted that, whereas the other states such as China is not accepted. Similarly, McCarthy and Donald line, here you could see that. Here, this one, McCarthy and Donald line, especially in this Karakoram region. McCarthy and Donald line, McCarthy-Donald line. McCarthy, simply it is also said as McCarthy line. McCarthy line and Johnson line is also proposed demarcations between India and China. Of course, though earlier the princely states of Jammu and Kashmir has been accepted that the China rejected those kind of lines and presently claiming that these lines belongs to China. This line, of course, China is not accepting that, and it is proposing that new lines that has to be that will automatically comes to the territory of India, and by that China is claiming some of the territories into its mainland. It is located in Karakoram section. Now let us see simply, this is China, this India and China border. This India and China border has been divided into western sector, middle sector, eastern sector. This western sector has been further divided into, that is, the borders has been divided into here McCarthy line, here Johnson line, and here LAC, line of actual control. So totally three boundaries could be identified along this India and China. Now let us move on to middle sector. This entire region is known as middle sector. All this McCarthy line, line of actual control, Johnson line, all these three lines are highly disputed, highly troubled lines between India and China. The middle sector is mostly settled. Middle sector is little peaceful. No any kind of major disputes have been seen. This is relatively calm. Middle sector runs through the states of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. That's why that is not so much problematic. Now the eastern sector, highly problematic region. This eastern sector runs from Sikkim. And extends up to Arunachal Pradesh, AUP, Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. This is known as the eastern sector border. Based on 1914 agreement, that is also known as Shimla Agreement, very important. Shimla Agreement 1914 announced that the McMahon line is border between India and Arunachal Pradesh. McMahon line is border between India and Arunachal Pradesh, that has been accepted in 1914. From Sikkim to Tulu Pass, here you will find one pass, that is Tulu Pass. From Sikkim to Tulu Pass, this is known as eastern sector, and eastern sector is highly problematic sector. And McMahon line is border between China and India in this eastern sector, but not anywhere. This is how we will see the India and China borders.